Welcome to Watertown. Today we are out of the office. We're just exploring all that Watertown has to offer. Specifically today we're actually headed toward the south side. If you're not familiar with Watertown, it is really a terrific place to live. I've lived here for about 20 years now. It's very small. It's only about 4 square miles, so it's very manageable. But there's a lot of people within that 4 square miles. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say around 35, maybe 36, 37,000 people. It's very conveniently located, so if you got to get into the city, it's easy to get there. So right now I'm down by the river. I just am outside of Watertown Square, and we're going to be heading over a pedestrian bridge. And this was just recently finished within the past couple of years. For about 5 years, I want to say, it was down. There was an old pedestrian bridge. It was pretty ugly. It's like a big ramp. But this new one is really beautiful. And the nice thing about this is it connects over with the pool, which is over here. So during the summertime, it is clutch. So this bridge connects this side of Watertown, which is kind of the Watertown Square area, over to the south side. And the south side is just a little sliver of Watertown. One thing I want to make perfectly clear here before we even get started is that a lot of the information that I share today, these are my opinions and my opinions only. Take them for what they are worth, which is probably not that much. So anyways, we're down on the Charles River path. During the summertime, it is really nice down here. You can see the river in the background. There's plenty of benches to sit down and relax on. It's the perfect spot to bring a dog. My dog loves coming down here. Not crazy about the geese or the ducks, but loves it nonetheless. Next, we're gonna head over to Stop and Shop. Now, I didn't realize how convenient and how much I missed having Stop and Shop within, I mean, it's still within walking distance to where I live now on the other side of the square, but it is super convenient when you're living on the south side. All right, we made it to Stop and Shop. There are many other places here in this plaza as well. I don't know if you can see them in the background here, but you've got Edamame, which is a good restaurant with hibachi tables. You've also got a gym over there, and Watertown Savings Bank. I believe it's a dentist office as well. But a really nice plaza, super convenient. And again, I miss not having it closer, being on the other side of Watertown Square, because this is really easy to get to and has everything that you need. All right, next up on our list here, we're gonna head over to Casey Park. So I just have so many fond memories of Casey Park. It is so much fun for kids, and there's a lot of open space and fields. There's a sledding hill. Well, we'll get to all that stuff when we get over there. All right, we made it to Casey Park. Here at the park, there is a Little League field and this hill that is, you can't really see, it doesn't look too steep from here, but anyways, during the winter time, it's great for sledding. It can be a little dangerous, so just be careful when you're out on the sledding slopes. But you can see here, look at all this open space. So this is great. This is where the town uses for Little League baseball games, but this is also used for little kickers. So if you have a son or daughter that is interested in soccer, this is typically where they start, because there's a nice big open field here, and there's they set up some cones. They've got the fences here. It's fairly contained, but there is a bunch of stuff over here at this park. You can see you've got behind me a playground. My kids used to love playing here at this particular playground. Maybe I'll show you some pictures in this video of them playing here at the playground when they were little. And you can't really tell right now, but there is this tree right here, and it is a sugar maple that has these real fiery colors. Come the fall, when the leaves change, it is just something to be seen. So you got 2 tennis courts, and these were recently redone, and they are really, really nice. Can't say it's helped my tennis game much, but it's not the court's fault, it's my fault. Again, this is great for little kids. It's manageable and it has this like spongy floor too. So when a kid falls, and it doesn't really hurt all that much. And these are the 2 basketball courts. Again, it's great to come out here after dinner or during a weekend and play some basketball. And then this feature, this is awesome. This is the multi-use rink. Sometimes they flood this during the winter time when the weather is appropriate and it's cold enough. And I used to live in this house right here. I don't know if you can see that, not the big deck off the back, but there's another deck off the back that I spent a lot of time and energy building, and it looks just as good today as it did when I built it about 5 years ago. So this is very convenient living in a house like this because you could overlook the park, especially during the winter time. Got a nice ice rink down here. We would just take a look out the window, see if anyone was down here playing. If they were, then we probably wouldn't come down here. But a lot of times it was empty. So after dinner, we just grab the hockey skates, grab the sticks, and head down here and play a little hockey with the kids. So yeah, that's Casey Park. Oh, one other thing to note here, and I don't know if it even is talked about anymore, but where I'm standing actually used to be a pond. I think it was Cook's Pond, and they drained that right around the turn of the century, or like right around 1900, 1899, 1898, somewhere around there. And the homes above it, that's when those were constructed. So all these homes up here, that's when they were all built right around 1900, 1901. I did have an incident here in town with this fence. I don't know if you can see it back here, but that is a brand new fence that they erected, I want to say about 10 years ago. But I had a little mishap with the original one that was there. I had put some tile in the back of a Subaru station wagon that I had at the time and shut the rear tailgate, walked away, and apparently I did not secure the handbrake tight enough. So when I came back out, my car had rolled off that little wall and into the tennis courts. Actually, just by chance, it ended up hitting the center of the car hit a pole and ended up bending one of those poles. It took 3 tow trucks and they had to come in through like entrances over here at the time, and there were 2 in the driveway. It was pretty, at the time it wasn't funny, but I think I can look back at it now and think it was pretty funny. In fact, I thought it was funny from day one, so I guess it was pretty funny. Anyways, maybe I'll throw up some pictures here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But you can see in the picture that parking brake was in fact engaged. The reason I'm bringing this story up is because I did contact the town and tell them exactly what happened, and they just said, oh, don't worry about it. We were planning on replacing that fence anyway. So I was pretty fortunate and pretty happy with that response. And they did in fact come and replace the fence, and they actually put all new fencing along all of the houses. So all's well as well. All right, now we're heading over to Galen Street, and Galen Street was really in the process of being redeveloped. In the past, you had a lot of, well, it's still going to be commercial space, but previously you had a gas station, you had a car dealership, and I think there was a house up there too that burned down a number of years ago. But anyways, it's being redeveloped, and I believe it's going to be a life sciences complex. I don't know how big the facility is going to be, but Watertown is quickly becoming the next Kendall Square. You can see it. There are life sciences buildings going up seemingly everywhere, and you have a lot of professionals moving to town. Property values are going up. Okay, so we're here on Galen Street. Behind me is a really great restaurant. It's called New Ginza. They have very good sushi. And next to that is Farina's bike shop. So if you need a bike, or actually it's both a bike shop and lawn equipment. So lawnmowers, snow blowers, downstairs, and then upstairs are bikes. It's a family-run business. Paula and her brothers do a great job, and we've bought all of our bikes there. And I'm very happy with the service as well. And as well as the snowblower. So I don't know if you can hear it or not, but Galen Street is a major thoroughfare, and behind me is Watertown Square. So if you're heading north, that brings you right into Watertown Square. Right now I'm actually heading south toward Newton. But you can see here over on my left, all this empty space. So over here used to be the gas station. Over here used to be the car dealership. And then up here is where there is a house no more. So it is a very, very busy road. And I actually used to live right on this street right here. And this is Union Street. And coming out of here in the morning with all the traffic, you're taking your life in your own hands. So that's one of the challenges, I think one of the cons, if you will, of living on this side of Watertown is that yes, it is very convenient to get to the Mass Pike. So if you're a commuter and you need access to the Mass Pike, or if you need to get to the city, there's an express bus right down here at Watertown Yard. But if you find that you're constantly going over to the other side of the square, and all of the schools, all of the Watertown schools are actually on the other side of Watertown Square. So if you have kids and you constantly find yourself needing to go over to the other side of Watertown Square, it can be a challenge. It's not impossible. Obviously, we did it for a number of years ourselves, but it was mildly inconvenient. But over time, you get to know the right times to go, you know all the shortcuts, you know the techniques, so it ultimately really isn't that big of a deal. One other thing here with Watertown, and I think you can see it as I'm walking by, some of these houses, a lot of these are two families. You know, Watertown, maybe I'll throw up a zoning map here. So Watertown has different zoning areas, obviously, as most towns do. And over here on the south side, a lot of it is multifamily, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, for a lot of first-time home buyers, it's great because you have the ability to pick up a condo that's fairly affordable. But on the flip side of that, it feels a little bit more transient, like you've got more people coming and going than you would normally. In some of the other more established neighborhoods with single-family homes, people that have been there for decades. So I think you can see right now it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and you can see how busy the traffic is. So it is a very major road here in Watertown that brings you right up to Newton. And now we're actually heading toward the Mass Pike. I just kind of wanted to show you how close you are to the Mass Pike. It's very easy access. As well as Starbucks, you got Bertucci's up here. Again, this is all in Newton, but it is, you know, very close to the south side of Watertown. And what's interesting is that on this side of the street, across the street, is still Watertown. So you've got these condos right here, which is 164 Galen Street, and those are fairly affordable. So if you're looking for a condo here in Watertown, and you're a commuter, you're looking for easy access to the Mass Pike, you can get a place in here, and the condos are you know, decent. They're not the newest, but they are affordable and very conveniently located right next to the Mass Pike. Bertucci's. Yummy! We're right here at Newton Corner, and you can see how close we are to the Mass Pike. And this took me, I don't know, 3 minutes to walk up here. And that is the on-ramp for the Mass Pike. This is, this whole area is considered, or what we call it anyways, is the Circle of Death. And if you have not driven the Circle of Death, it's challenging. You gotta know where you're going, especially during rush hour. There's 4 lanes, everybody's converging, everybody's weaving in and out. You got Washington Street, some people going right, some people left hand lane, gotta get all the way over to the right, some people right hand lane, gotta get all the way over to the left. Gotta go around, there's traffic coming in the other direction. And then on the other side, you got Center Street, you got Tremont Street, you got the access to the Mass Pike, you've got Charles Bank Road, and then it comes around over here, and then you've got all kinds of craziness. 4 lanes of traffic over here as well, with traffic coming off of the Pike. So if you'd like to see a video maybe I can do that, of how to navigate the circle of death. Do me a favor, just write in the comments down below and we'll get right on top of that. That'd be fun, actually. Okay, it's pro tip time. It's the street behind me, Water Street. I don't know if you can see it in the sign here. But this street right here behind me, this is Water Street. And when traffic gets backed up here on Galen Street, you can turn right down Water Street. At the bottom, turn left, and that will bring you down to the stoplight. So it saves a good, I want to say at least 5 to 7 minutes. And also, when you're turning out one of these side streets over here, you want to make sure that you turn right, and then it's a quick left down onto Water Street. That's the safest way to get over across Watertown Square during real peak times. Pro tip. All right, we're heading back down Galen Street here toward the square. So this is where that life sciences building is gonna go. You can see over here in the background, all this space over here, this is all going to be part of that life sciences complex. And it should be pretty big. You know, it's gonna be great actually, because this is a real eyesore. This is one of the first things that you see when you pull into town right now. And it used to be a gas station, and that was fine. And then next to it was a car dealership. It was like David Perez, and then Colonial, and like nobody could figure out a way to make money at that car dealership because it was really not a convenient location for business. I mean, again, trying to just pull out of there is very difficult. So for test drives and stuff like that, it's not a great spot. So anyways, let's kind of recap here. Watertown has a number of different neighborhoods. Again, I'm in South Side right now, and one of the biggest benefits to living here on the South Side is its convenience to the Mass Pike. You just turn right and you are there in like a minute. It really is very convenient for commuters in particular. In addition to that, there's a number of affordable condos because this is zoned for multifamily, and a lot of them have done condo conversions. So you can typically get something that's fairly affordable, at least for the greater Boston market. Who is the South Side not for? Probably not great for families that have school-age children. Now, if you have small kids, it's not a problem, right? Because you're not necessarily going to be heading over to the other side of the square for the schools. And you have the benefit of having Casey Park right there. And again, my kids loved Casey Park, especially since we lived right behind it, and it was very convenient for them to just hop down there and you know, play at the playground or play basketball or hockey at night during the winter time. So don't let that deter you. If you have any questions about the neighborhood or any other neighborhood here in Watertown, my name is Brian Fitzpatrick. I am a realtor here in town. I'd be happy to show you some properties and answer any questions that you may have about the different locations that we have here in Watertown or the greater Boston market in general. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi. Hello, boo.
No, it's bad enough listening to it.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Good girl.
Well, if that changes, let me know.
Have a good walk, guys.